How is it? Here people are preparing for Purim. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday it's going to be Purim. Jill, I hope that you feel better. It seems it's interesting because here they did not move yet to summer clock. It will happen only in 2 weeks, approximately from now. But there is a feeling of stuckness in the air. Everything is just not easy to mobilize, not easy to move or to adapt. So this is still March. You don't have this. This is how it is. Like, so to speak, this is the 12th month from spring. It is like a bit heavier, I would say, slow to motion and to get motivated. But it's not that it's funny. It's not you, Jill. This is how it is. This is how it is at the moment. It's not personally. Yes. This is how it is. Good morning, Rodrigo. How do you do? Can you unmute and speak? How is Lisiane? Joachim? Rodrigo?
Hello, Etchi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning. How do you do?
Oh, I'm fine, Etchi. Thank you very much. Good morning, Fernando and Jill and Abigail. It's a really pleasant moment to be here once more time. To say hello. Today it's a beautiful day here in Brazil. We have how can I say, a warm days here, and today it's a very, very pleasant day here also.
Good to hear. The carnival already completed or it's still running? How does it go? Does it?
No, it's ended, and now the year started really started after Carnival. Here there is a tradition that how can I say, the summer vacation ends when Carnival ends, and so now the year, because here we count the year from January 1st, but the really year started after Carnival.
Yes, I see. So now people just returning to jobs or to school or to offices, or not yet from
Yes,
children's
no,
perspective, school.
today it's the first day of the year, really. Now the things started, the job started again, and now, how can I say, our plans for the year started from in this year, from this March 10th March. So
It's
today is the beginning of the year. The how can I say, um, the work year, let's say.
it's interesting. It's like 10 of March. It reminds me like 10 of Tishrei. Basically, when Yom Kippur leaves, it's the beginning. Everything starts. It's just interesting because there's a lot of equivalence between those 2 months or two holidays, Kippurim and Purim and Carnival and fasting. There's a fasting going on also
Yes,
before
yes,
the.
because
Yes, yes.
we started in Portuguese. There is a word called Quaresma before the Easter, so the Pesach, and so
Yes, yes.
we started for the Catholic tradition. This is a period of fasting and how can I say, introspection and prayer, and not to be so loud, so happy. That
Yes, yes.
in the Catholic tradition we have this period before Pesach, before Easter, that we go, how can I say, inside, let's say, something like
Yeah.
that, and be more seriously, and be more uh, and practice the fasting or something like that, and introspective moment.
Interesting because here they have it this week. They're gonna have how do you say, fasting? And there's like fasting of Esther. It's one day, like 24 hours fasting before the celebration starts. So it is quite interesting that there is a relation between the carnival and fasting before or after. It's quite interesting if you look at it like in a big scope of things. It's interesting.
Yes, but I must say, Ati, that how can I say, most part of the people, I believe that today, maybe half or less part of the population of Brazil practicing, in fact, this fasting and this time of Quaresma. It's something that, how can I say, is lost in time. Uh, Today, I believe that most part of the people just forgot to do this and doesn't connect it with this tradition, I believe.
Yes, yes, it's too far from them. People sit with telephones and all kinds of medias and channels. What this has to do with them? They don't understand. They don't understand what is the connection. They find very loose connection, if at all. Yes, this is it. It's quite interesting.
Yes, they simple, they just don't know. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Eti,
Yes, yes.
I was thinking, how can I say, about people's habits of saving things for the future. How can I say, being provident or something like that, having supplies in their house for the future or eventually. I I can need. I could use this or that. Save some money in the bank, and I would like to hear from you your perspective for this. How can I say, this habit, this posture in front of life, that uh, I should save something for future, some food or some money or some medicine for tomorrow, or I don't know, how you see this.
Save a falling star and put it in your pocket. Save it for a rainy day. There is a tendency like this, but you ask about if to keep. Thank you for the question. I appreciate the question. If to keep, let's say, furniture or all kinds of outfit or devices or so, to keep them. Yes. You ask about medicine or food or
Medicine or
whatever.
food or money. I believe it's some concern about the future. Oh, I don't know. The next day it's better. I, uh,
Yeah,
I should be prepared. I don't know, tomorrow maybe. So
no.
people start to say things that they think
Mhm.
they will use, and of course, it's the opposite of the manna, for example, in the
Yes,
desert.
yes, yes, yes,
And so
yes.
I would like to hear from you what you think about this habit or this way of thinking that we have here, to save something for tomorrow.
Because it is interesting to save. We say in English to save money or to save something. In Hebrew is to also we say lachasoch. Lachasoch, it comes from choshech. It comes from darkness. Let me write it because the book of Zohar, thank you for the question. It's brilliant questions because we are like there is a time of recession here all over the world. 1 second, or slow down. Lachasor, this is to save. To save. 1 second. To save. To save. To save. Yes. So there is a speech in the Bible that says to Abraham, since you did not save your son from me regarding to the binding, and the book of Zohar opens this, and because the Bible write lachasor not with samech but with shin, it sounds like choshech, darkness. Can you connect between those two things, Fernando? Think about, just try to take a riff. not to take, but one second, I'm trying to move to the letters. Lachasoch, this is, the Bible writes it with shin, like choshech, to save. So the Zohar says, what is lachasoch? What is to save? Is to darken something. What is to save? To darken it. It cannot illuminate now, so you cover it. Usually people speak about saving money, but what does it mean? To save is to darken it, to put it aside in another room, in the attic. It's not illuminating. What does it mean it does not illuminate, or it's not illuminating? It's not, nobody's using it. It does not help anyone. Let's say something that happens, yes. There were neighbors here. They moved because the children grew. They needed a bigger apartment. So there are children, and there's like cradle, or baby's bed, and people say, okay, I will keep, or I will save this baby bed for the next child that will come, or next grandchild, or all kinds of things. And it takes space, and you have to keep it naturally from dust. If you put it in the cellar, it has to be fresh. And sometimes there are people in the cellars, they have kind of fleas. And what I'm trying to say is very simple. Let's say let's take the most common thing, a baby cradle, or even an armchair, or something that we don't use at the moment. If we put it aside, okay, we cover it like in those beautiful British castles, you see, they cover it with bed sheets. Yes, Rodrigo, would you like to say something? Yes.
Hello, Etche. Yes,
Yes.
I understand this perspective, and I realize that when I say this attitude of saving for the future is even, how can I say, lack of trust in God or something like that,
Yeah.
fearing the future, war, etc. But in the other hand, that we have the example of Joseph in Egypt, and sometimes we have the seven cows, and so Joseph had to save the seeds in Egypt, and I don't know. Sometimes it's difficult to balance this. How can I say these two opposites? Because I don't know. Sometimes I think that we need to save some seeds for the future. I don't know how do you say?
It doesn't. It's not on our merit. It's nothing that we are doing. We're not. The question comes from the making, from the doer perspective, what to do, not to do, like if we are the doers, but we're not the doers. What I was trying to say is that when people save, they try to save furniture or something, so they need a lot of resources to save it. They need a space to store it, to protect it, to put the attention to check if this furniture did not get any, let's say if it's wood furniture, if they don't get any worms, wood worms, they go inside. So much energy and load, and that doesn't give anybody a usage. It doesn't illuminate to anyone. So if you don't need it at the moment, and after 3 months you don't need it, some people take it, keep it for 90 days, for season, for just catching dust, and it can. This is how. Just let me describe what is happening here. If people do not use anything, they put it next to the palm tree. After 2 minutes, it's gone. Whether it's furniture, whether it's like clothes, winter clothes, blankets, pillows, sofas of living room, tables, chair, desk, televisions, everything. You put it next to the palm tree, it disappears after 2 minutes. If it's, let's say, furniture that is not of a use to anyone, comes the municipality, they have a vehicle with a wagon, and they collect, let's say, if it's not for use, so they collect the wood or the metal or recycle it or do something like to keep the street like in a flow, that it will not get too much, let's say, garbage or things which might be obstacles for people to walk. Yes. So, but I remember also we lived in Berlin. It was the same, and we were like, for whatever we did not need, we just put it, and after 2 minutes it was gone. It just was gone. Kitchen utensils, mattresses, sofa, it just disappeared like air that you inhale. And this is quite interesting. Once I gave Fernando this example that you put your hands in the water in a bucket, even like you could say transparent bucket or aquarium. So you see the hands. Once you take the hands out, the water just flow. There's what used to be the space that the hands used to hold in the water. Once you remove the hand, the water just moving. So it doesn't matter where we lived. It was the same all the time. To take out, to take out, to take out. There's a great sense of refreshment that we like. I mean, just this, what happens, we like more to take out than to take in. There's some relieving air is coming all the time. Everything goes to recycling. There is no old clothes here. Abigail, one season and everything is being given. Yes, this is how it is. We don't keep anything. What is being used, daily usage, there's to keep, like laundry, what is we don't wear is just for the general good. Yes, also furniture, kitchen utensils, whatever there is, lamp, whatever there is, cups, coffee cups, teacups, what is that we don't use, books, everything, libraries, complete libraries. Once we did not use it was all refrigerator, and we just put it on the street, and the elderly say, why don't you sell it in the second-hand market? Well, just to deal with the second-hand market, to make photos, to put it online. People are calling you, meckering. You know, meckering in German is that, how would you say, negotiating. Who needs this headache? You just take it, elevator, tug to the palm, put it next to the palm. After 2 minutes, the refrigerator is gone. And the beauty of it, that it gives happiness to someone else. We don't know who this else is, family, single, students. We don't need it. For us, it's a burden. It's just you put it, after 2 minutes, it's gone. The refrigerator is gone. The living room, how do you say, the sofa and the 2 chairs are gone. The desk, after 2 minutes, it's gone. It just disappears. So people drink it because there's a need. We see people, we never know what people need. It's not that it's written on their forehead. What do they need? We live in a place that there's always newcomers here. Newcomers like immigrants. There's a compound building a few hundred meters away. Always new people are coming. They need to organize. Even if people already here, there are students, all kinds of constellations. People go through, let's say, junctions in life. They need to refurnish. They need to move, to take another rent. People, some splitting. Whatever you put, it just disappears. This is such a great happiness and trust, because nothing is lacking. Nothing. And people usually, Rodrigo, people read the Bible and they think that the Bible is a manual how to live life. Take it, put it here, save it like Joseph. What is written in the Bible is not something, it's not, how do you say, when you buy a car, there is a book that comes with a car, what to do, how to clean, how to fuel, how do you call it, manual. The Bible is not a manual. Manual, meaning what to do, how to bake a cake, 300 grams, flours, 2 eggs, sugar, It's not a manual. People take it literally. It's such a common mistake, a common error. The Bible is not a manual. People don't get it in one bit. In one bit, people do not get it. And this is the most beautiful thing about the Bible, that nobody's gets it. But every religion put it as a David shield on this whatever they have, and yeah, nobody understands. This is the most beautiful part in the Bible. It's not about Joseph doing this. Joseph is capable of nothing, like all of us. Nobody is capable of anything. This is how the world works. The relations between the planets, yes, sun, moon, two orbits, all of those things are happening as they are programmed to. We have nothing to do with this. Joseph is not saving like mechanically. This is what happens. This is a cycle. You have plus cycle 7 minus cycle 7, but in a manifestation you have plus, so to speak, we take it as positive. Minus 7, the same cows, the same wheat, and we take it as negative. But none of this exists, only to the eye of the beholder. We are not saving, we are not making profits, and we are not losing anything. We aren't capable of doing all of this. This is what is happening. We are completely incapable of doing anything. In the absolute, plus 7 and minus 7 is 7. We take it as rainy day or sunny day. Just a day. We think that even if there was, like, let's say, positive day according to our perception, we did it. Yes, we take a credit. It was a positive day because ABCD succeeded. And we take it as a negative day or our loser point because ABCD did not happen. But it doesn't go like this. It's not like it. This is how we see it. This is our personal narration. This is not what it is. And to save. So much energy is going to save things in the attic, in, I don't know, in those rooms, to cover them with how do you say, sheets or nylons, and they're getting dust. And after a while, they're not good to inhale even next to them because they accumulate so much dust, and maybe worms in the wood. Wood worms, some is eating the wood inside, or there are fleas or all kinds of things that there's a certain, I don't know how to call it in English, there's a certain thing that lives in the dust, certain kind of something that, and if it catches the skin, it just makes like red rushes and all kinds of things. And why to keep it? Why to gravitate around things? Don't need it, give it to life. Why to hold on things? It creates gravity. It creates a sense, even worse, a sense of owning. I am the owner of this library, books, and so on. Why? Just send it. It was never ours. It's just, okay, there was library, now it's gone, so it was never ours. Just moving. And if this library, cradle, let's say TV, sofa, refrigerator, helps someone on the moment, what can be better than that? There's a lot of relief to take things from the house. When we take, let's say, clothes, there's like a compound here for recycled cotton. So I'm very happy all the time to go and to put it there. Furniture, whatever is not needed, next to the door, there's a pile of things, and we just put it next to the palm, and people are coming. And I'm just doing this very fast, that people would not notice that I'm putting something. So I just like very fast move, put it next to the palm, go casually, not to embarrass people or if people need it or so. So I disappear, or we disappear quickly, and whoever needs, we never see them. They come and pick it. Like old, how do you say? Not old, even used, not old, but very good condition. Like, how do you say, to make coffee? This like boiler for water to make the coffee or the tea. Just put it there. But it's not to. Why to keep it? Why? For what reason? Who will grant us that we shall live the next moment, that we shall embrace the next moment? Not to mention the next season, the next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. So it's a load to who is remaining after to clean the apartment. So much load. I hope that I answered the question, Rodrigo. Never be afraid to release, because with releasing those furniture or equipment, there's all kinds of hooks which are being removed. Experiences, everything is binded around everything. This is what the library, the books that I read here when I was there, narration, all this mess. Just send it over water and what, because the life as it is, it always brings things with it. And if the thoughts are always occupied how to keep the furniture still alive and without dust and without fleas and God knows with what, in the same energy, you just kick it. Yes, Felipe, good morning. Just click. Okay. Good morning, Felipe.
Hello, Eti. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How do you do?
Hello, Eti. I'm fine. I'm fine, thanks. I was just listening, and may I share some experience, Eti?
You may if you can hear us. Yes.
Yes. No, Eti, I was just. It makes a lot of sense, and I just remembered some experience some years ago, many years ago, actually. We had this kind of like in Christmas, you give presents, gifts, and it was like in a particular group of assembly of friends, and the gift was to give to one friend, like a secret friend. There is this kind of thing here. You would give this secret friend that you pick a book, a book that you like, but it has to be a book, not a new book, a book that you wanted to give away, and it should be a book that you like, not just pick anything you dislike and give it away. This is easy, but it should be a book that you like. And I pick a book that I really liked, and it was really hard to pick that one, because I felt that I was attached, to this book, and I decided to pick this book and to give it as a gift to this friend. And it was really, it was difficult, and but when I gave, it was really relieving. I felt happy to give, and then I received another one, really good book, and it was a really interesting experience. So I was in that state, like Thanksgiving, but as we are miserable human beings, I happened to find this book that I gave it away. I just bought it again. Uh, and it really had no meaning. This new one that I just bought, it was like this kind of attachment to an material piece of paper. And suddenly, I happened to just loan to another friend this book because I I couldn't keep it, and I loaned to this another friend, and it never the friend never returned the book. I just lost the book and whatever. But the fact is that it was a kind of learning that the book wasn't mine, and there was only this attachment, emotional attachment, that and in the end of the day, I learned that that book didn't. It wasn't mine. Just I remember this experience that he wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Nothing is ours. I mean, the only thing that there is the attachment to something that we even think that it is ours. Yes. Yes. Questions or thoughts to share? Yanis, Abigail, Jill, Rodrigo, Felipe, Fernando. Since there was a question about economy or saving times or saving days, there are cycles in nature and life. We define them as positive or as negative, or we define them as, let's say, times that there's a lot of money, there's a flow of money, and suddenly there's a stagnation or there's a slowdown. This is nothing that has to do with human activity. This is how it is. So we should not get too much excited when there's like flow or suddenly when there's a slowdown, because it's just to be. Those are both, in a way, ways of duality. If there's like hypermarket or the market is hot and there's a lot of flow and people are happy, this is one phase of duality. And when the markets are down or slow and people, so it's another phase, but it's about non-duality. So none of this is truth. So let's not abide ourselves to this phase of the market or that phase of the market. It is quite simple. It is quite simple. Do you understand the relation between to save and darkness in Hebrew? Did you manage to catch it? Yes, Fernando? Would you like to explain it? Yes, in English? Jill? Yes, Felipe?
Eti, I was just reading today also the passage of Rebecca when she it mentions that she was barren also. I just remembered the lesson about Sarah, and I guess it could we relate this same concept, like to save it is like to manifest, and then we get into the darkness, and to not save, you happen to not manifest, but you are connected with the infinite, not with the darkness.
Again?
When I was just remembering the concept you brought about Sarah being barren,
Yes.
as a and when being barren is not, uh, you know, it's when we are connected with the source. So nothing is manifested. The child isn't manifested, but it's because we are connected with the source. And if I understood well, this concept of saving as darkness is more or less similar, if I understood well. Like when we try to save something, we try to keep something to us, we are disconnecting
Yes.
ourselves.
Yes. Yes. Excellent. Yes. 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 Very well.
Yeah. Yes.
Very well. Yes.
It's really interesting. Never had thought about this in this way yet, because it's very new way to think for me. That when we open ourselves to the, to not manifest, is to be connected with the source. It's quite interesting and challenging, actually, way of thinking.
Funny. Questions? Fernando, Rodrigo, Jill, Abigail, Yanis, question? I would like to return to Yanis' question about Rachel's barrenness, because Yanis was asking about Rachel barrenness, and it's a bit different. This is the barrenness, so to speak, of the tree of knowledge. This is why she also makes condition. Yes? Havali bani, bring me sons or children. If not, I'm considered to be dead. This is the condition of the binary, of the tree of knowledge. Because we have either or. You see the condition that she writes, so to speak. It's not Rachel herself, but this is the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge has to, yes or no, 1 or 0. Is it understood why there is a difference between Sarah's barrenness and Rachel's? Do you see the difference or not yet? Not yet. When the Bible writes about Sarah's barrenness, he writes the following: ושרה עקרה, אין לה ולד, meaning Sarah is barren. She has no child. So far, so good? Yanis? Yes. So there is a description about Sarah. It's not Sarah says anything. This is about Sarah. But when we go in a way and read the text about Rachel, there is already an argument between who and who, Yanis. What happens? We think very childishly about, in a childish way, barren. This is barren, this is barren, it's the same barren, it's the same blue or the same red or the same orange, but it's not. Those are two different kinds of things. When Sarah is barren and Sarah is barren, ושרה עקרה, this is it. This is a modus vivendi. This is how the source, this is how it is in the source. Everything is open. Everything is optional. This is ושרה עקרה or ושרה עקרה. This is it. Everything is open. This is a positive barrenness, like tohu vavohu. Tohu vavohu is not a chaos or chaos in the negative sense, but it's, I would say, the fog in which everything is supposed to arise from or to emerge from, like the ed, the mist. But when we read about Rachel, this is a completely different picture. There's already argument between her and Jacob. There is a demand, there is a negotiation. Yes, bring me sons, if not, tata, I'm dead. She struggle with him. There are already 3 ladies on the other side of the street. There's already mothers, because Leah is already mother. Bilhah, Zilpah. And she is like struggling with him. There's a conflict. This is the conflict of duality. Do you understand, Yanis, or not yet? In terms of text, just reading the text, there is a description. Vesarai akara en la valad, and Sarah is barren, she has no child. This is a description. This is, in a way, the moment where the source, everything is bubbling in the source. Everything is optional, but not is yet taken into the manifestation. But when we read about Rachel, just look at the text itself. There is a description about, so to speak, Sarah. But when we read about Rachel, there's already a dialogue between two. Rachel says ABC, Jacob says CBD, da 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 da. And she said, give me tick unless I'm dead or I'm dying. This is the, like when you go and you, let's say when we browse, yes, in the net, and sometimes we need to subscribe or read a text and you say yes or no, yes or no, yes? This is how it is. This is the tree of knowledge, 1 or 0. It's a completely different barrenness, akarot in Hebrew. It's completely different. People read it and think it's the same. It's not the same. It's completely not the same. How do we know that it's not the same? How can we figure out that Sarah's barrenness and Rachel are not the same? How can we? According to what? How? It's very simple. When Abraham circumcised himself, after 3 days, 3 angels or messengers are coming to visit. one of them, Michael, comes and says something to Abram. He says, in the next year, your wife, Sarah, not you yourself, please pay attention to those things. They're very important because people just brush them over. Sarah, your wife will have a son. And what is the comment of Sarah when she hears this? What is the comment of Sarah? She laughs very well. Yes, she laughs. So, what the Bible says about Sarah is regarding all the options that exist in the infinite, in the non-manifested, in the source. But when we move and read about Rachel, there are conditions, there are conflict. If I don't get children, I'm dead. She's not laughing. She is declaring death. This is not laughing. This is in a manifestation. It's different. Yes. Why Sarah laughs? Why Sarah laughs? Why? Why is she laughing? Why? Why infinite laughs? Why is she laughing? You think because it's impossible? Why is she laughing? She doesn't need it. She doesn't need it. Not because she's 90 years old and it's impossible. She doesn't need it. You laugh about something because it's not yours. If somebody slides on a banana shell, yes, maybe he's getting his skin, let's say, scratched because he's falling. He's not laughing. The one who sees the one who slides on the banana shell, he is laughing because it's not happening to him. She doesn't need it. In Rachel's case, it's completely different. If she does not get it, she will die. She is considered to be dead. The tree of knowledge, if it does not issue more and more editions of the book, it's considered to the tree of knowledge. There's no data. So it's dead. There's no data coming. What are children? Data. So Sarah's laughter is not because it is impossible. You want to amuse her with a child. Does she need to be amused by a child? She has infinite possibilities. She laughs because she doesn't need it. There is another one which is registered somewhere in an office with a name, with a number, with an address. When he or she will become adult, they will be taxpayers for the government. Aren't they? Aren't they? In Israel, there is a free, free fertility treatment. In Germany, we have friends. We don't have friends. The people that we speak to from time to time, they also went for fertility treatment, and it's not free. The price of fertility treatment in Germany is like a price of a new car. If you buy a new car from the factory, it's the X price. It's the same price when people go for fertility treatment. So they told us that the price of fertility treatment is the same as of a new car. So they went for fertility treatment. In Israel, the government or the Ministry of Health give people a free fertility treatment. I mean, they give them 2 children in a way to the ability to deliver 2 children free budget, meaning they don't have to pay for fertility treatment. So the government encourages the way, because there's you see the point of view. So everybody, when people read the Bible, they can everybody reads it as she or he reads it. But Sarah does not need it. You can open, if you would like to read about it, you can also open Philo of Alexandria. You can open and read the text if you like. Quite interesting. The source does not need it. But the manifestation does. Those are 2 different, completely perspectives. If we would not have like slowed down, so to speak, years in economy, we would not know what is like good years in economy. Questions? Thank you for your participation today. Wishing you a beautiful day, wonderful week, and see you soon. Toda and shalom.